All hail the pink mist and pass the ammunition. This is Terminal Sergeant. Alright, well today we are going to talk about something really important, very near and dear to my heart. I gotta go clean my fingers real quick. But we're going to talk about how you can't let scouts anywhere. Right? Because we are the greatest thieves, bar none, in the world. We steal hearts, we steal minds, we steal equipment. STEAL is an acronym. It means a strategic transfer of equipment to an alternate location. Okay? So not really, and here's the other thing. We don't steal things, we acquire things. And always things that were unattended. Right? We have secured your thing. And now it's secure, right? You weren't securing it, so we secured it. And if you can find out where it is, we give it back to you. But the thing is, we don't know who it belongs to. We just found it unsecured, and now it's ours. And if you don't believe that that's a thing, you're ridiculous. But here's the other thing. When it comes to supplies, Supply has a thing where they like to fucking have everything on hand. Instead of saying it's on order, they say we have one. But they're not about to give it to you because then they won't have any. But you know what supply uses those things for? Having it for inspection. Like a poncho or running shoes, boots, things of this nature. The little green book. And that's why you can't let scouts in the supply room. Because we look around and it's like, you know what? Looking around here, I realized I could use all this stuff. All of it. Right? Scouts don't just take one item. Let me explain it to you. Check this out. The best way I can teach you about the supply room. This bag. Here goes. I get put on a detail, right? Where I have to walk up a flight of stairs, grab a brand new box of boots, walk them downstairs for accountability. That means that everything that they have upstairs, they don't have accountability of. Right? Which means they don't know how many they got. Which means they're not going to miss one if one goes missing. So I go upstairs, and I happen to see a pair of boots that I want. And they're Ultimas. They're not Ripple soles, but they're Ultimas. And it turns out they're just my size. Well, here's the thing. I'm not about to walk downstairs with a box that they can take accountability of. And I can't walk downstairs in new boots and keep my old boots. Right? I mean, I could. How often does a man look at another man's feet? And I could just switch them out between the boxes. And that's what normal scouts would do. Swap their old boots out, put the new boots on. To go. But those of us that are experienced and know what the fuck we're doing, we start looking around for a bag. We didn't walk in there with a bag. We're fucking walking out with one. Right? So we just look around at all this stuff that we want that they don't have accountability of. Like a kid in a fucking candy store with a $500 bill. Right? You can have everything in here, but you only have one. Or as many as you can carry. Or fit in this bag. Here's the thing. If you get greedy, you get caught. Right? I know what you're doing. But you can't let scouts in the supply room. You take things. So here I am. I find a bag. This particular bag. And I fill it full of uniforms, rank, 550 cord, extension cords, a few other things, some running shoes, some boots, oh yeah, 2 uniforms, you know, the basics. Oh, and patches, because we're always out of patches, and the PX is always out of patches. It's a vicious cycle that sucks. Like, I don't think they even order anymore. I don't believe they've ever ordered anymore ever, right? That's why nobody has patches. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so, you know who has them? Supply, right? They have them. And there's a thing called supply and demand. And my thing is, I demand that you supply me with the things that I need to accomplish my mission, right? And here's the other thing. If these shoes and these boots are left in this office, they're not being utilized to their full potential. And also, I work for the United States government. These things were given to you by the United States government. Fuck you for having my shit before I fucking knew you had it. Right? But here's the kicker. As a scout, infill is not what makes a scout. It's easy to get in. Right? But even as a scout, like the places we gotta get into, the things we gotta do, fucking hard as fuck. But we manage. We do it. And infill isn't what makes a scout. It's your exfil that makes a scout. You gotta get in, get your knowledge, get the information, get what you gotta get, do what you gotta do, and then get the hell out of there without them knowing you were ever there. Right? Scout mentality. So I go upstairs. I load all this stuff up. Right? No one's paying attention to me. Every time the other 3 guys go downstairs, I'm walking this way. And I'm putting stuff in my bag. Right? I zip it up. Come downstairs, it's time for lunch. There are 3 exits to the building. 2 of them are on the left side. Both of them have 4 people in them. 2 doors, but 2 people per door. And one's facing this way, the other's facing that way. Right? So if you try either one of those doors, you know you're fucked. And then there's the front door. The front door has an old lady named Marlis. And it has another person who's supposed to be logging all this information of like the count. Right? And they have a window that goes like this. And then they have a front door. So I waited till it was lunchtime. And it went down to about 3 people in the building. The 2 people at the front, 1 person in the back. But the 1 person in the back, I had to go like about 100 meters. Right? But the other one, I only had to go 10. But the other one, he could be facing the opposite direction. Or he could be facing towards me. Right? Can't have that. So what I do is, I wait until the opportune time. And I'm trying to key the door, and I can't. Here's the other thing. They have never locked this door before. Ever. It's never been locked. You can go up there anytime. But this time, they locked it. Which is perfect for me. And I'll tell you why. Right above the door to the left is a coffee cup. In that coffee cup is a letter opener with a blunt end. So I take that, I slide the lock back, open the door, I don't turn the light on. I go upstairs, I grab my bags, I know exactly where it is. I come downstairs, I lock the door behind me and I shut it. This means the door was locked. No one could have gotten in. When he says, I remember locking the door, right? It had to to have been a fucking ghost. It just vanished, right? The second thing is, I take my bag, right, and I walk it, and then I slide it across the floor, right, to the other side, right, and I make eye contact with the people behind the window, saying hi and asking them, what they plan on doing for lunch. All the while, they're not looking over at my bag. They don't give a fuck, right? Now all I gotta do is walk away slowly, let them go back to what they were doing, grab my bag, and walk out the door, right? And I do so with precision. I get out the door, I take the bag, I throw it in the back of my pickup, because here's the thing. I'm still at the building, right? Anybody could see me throwing a bag in the back of my truck. But also the building I'm working at, they don't really know what goes on there, right? So even though what I'm doing is right in plain fucking view of everybody, nobody really knows what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm not risking it, right? So I throw it in the back of the truck and I wait to the opportune moment. I grab it out, I open the door, I shove it in, I shut the door. That way, no one can see it, no questions, right? And if you ever want to learn how to massively steal from the government and how to actually, not be allowed in places because you have a 5-finger discount that applies to your other hand, toes, nose, and fucking ears, right? Like we can steal anything, anyway, anyhow, for any reason. We have deep pockets, right? We do. But if you're not interested in doing all that, and you want to be a goody two-shoes for the rest of your life, and you believe in equality and communism, then it's cool. Just go scuff yourself.